Hi guys, it's Ivy again. I am back with the next step in our Your Name Pro creating your own line journey. And today's step is going to take us down memory lane a little bit for me. So before I was a makeup artist and a beauty blogger, I was actually a graphic designer. So I studied graphic design, that's what I have a degree in. And I would make logos often because that's a common thing that graphic designers do. I'll be quite honest and say I did not like making logos. I still don't like making logos. However, lately I had to make one and the client was pretty tough. The client was me. I created my logo that will be put onto my Your Name Pro products. Now, that is the next step. After you have chosen the products you want to retail, what are you going to call them? What are they going to look like? What's the feel you're wanting to establish? There's lots of questions and I've detailed them all in a blog post for you. So I'll try to help you out because I'm a little bit of an insider on this, whether I want to be or not. And I'll kind of tell you how I arrived at the logo that I did. So Your Name Pro will provide you with line drawings, or you will provide these to a graphic designer, and you can see, for example, where on this lipstick tube you can and cannot print. So for example, on this luxury lipstick, I could print something on the bottom portion or on the top, on the cap, and I can also print on the very top here. So think about that when you're thinking of the size and shape of your logo. I will be retailing lip liners, so this is going to change things a little bit. So if you have this big, blocky logo that's maybe like, just say a butterfly, that's going to be a lot smaller on this. So think about adapting it to fit the different products you're going to sell. So before you know what it looks like, you need to know what it's called. So that is going to be a huge brainstorming session. Now you might work with a designer for this, or maybe you're just going to go by your own name. If you have an established presence as a makeup artist in your area, maybe nationally, you can totally go by your own name. I don't feel that I do yet. So I'm not gonna go by Ivy Boyd. I knew I wanted it to be related to me and the existing brands I have established, which are my blog and my artistry business, but I didn't want it to say Ivy. I just didn't want it to be directly tied to me. So what I've come up with is a name that represents definitely a part of me, but only if you know me really well. So my middle name is Savannah, and that actually is in my Instagram handle and my email address. But my mom has always called me Savannah Jane growing up, and I don't know why. She doesn't even know why. Jane is nobody. There is no Jane in my name. It's Ivy Savannah, first and last name. So it's just kind of like a little pet name that I like it. I don't mind it. But Savannah Jane it's kind of me, but it's not necessarily me. It could be anybody. Now I have the name and I have the products that it's going on. Now in terms of what type of logo, you can do 3 types. So you can do a typographic, which is just text. So think of brands where it's just the brand name and there's no little shapes or icons. You can do an icon or shape, so it could just be like a heart or something. Or you can do a hybrid, which I find most logos are. So they've got a little shape and text. So I will be modifying my logo to suit both. So I have chosen a inverted triangle as my icon. This necklace was kind of part of that inspiration. I notice I'm always drawn to triangles. I love geometric shapes, especially triangles. I feel like they're very strong. I have like a superstition about things in 3s, so I love that there's 3 sides. And then I realized it was even more perfect because I'll be selling 3 products. So there is, if we look at the triangle shape here, you would go in this order: lip liner, lipstick, lip gloss. So the triangle really lends itself well to the brand that I'm creating. These types of products, I will just have the text that says Savannah Jane and I won't have the triangle, but that's totally okay with logos. There are usually several different forms of a logo depending on the application. To come up with what I wanted to call my line, I definitely sketched out a lot. I do that a lot. A designer you work with will probably be able to show you in sketches a rough idea of what they're thinking for you. But you definitely want to make sure you look at several drafts. Don't think you have to just go with the first draft that a designer shows you. Tell them what your style is and what type of customer you're looking to attract. Answering these questions for them are going to help them to kind of understand who your brand is. So after I sketched and came up with the name and the shapes and everything I wanted, then I was ready to kind of take that to the computer and start to play around with things. And sometimes what looks good on paper is not going to look as good when you start to, say try to fit the words inside of a triangle. So I did a lot of that, and then I also took the line drawings that Your Name Pro provided and I started to Photoshop the logos onto them to really get a visualization of how these are going to look. And it helps that you have the product here so you can really envision how large the logo is going to be if you choose to print it on the lower half here. How small is the text going to be on a product like a lip liner, for example? So from sketching to computer renderings to the mock-ups to the physical product, it was pretty simple to arrive at the logo and the identity that I did. It's definitely an evolution. Don't think you're going to nail it on the first logo that someone shows you or the first logo you design. It's going to change a lot of times, At first I thought maybe I would go by Ivy Savannah, which would make the triangle go this way, Ivy being the shortest word at the top, Savannah down here. And then I ultimately decided that was still too closely tied to me because Ivy Savannah is my Instagram name. So that's kind of how I said, let's keep the Savannah, but let's take it a little further into something that's more ambiguous that other people might be able to relate to a little better. I hope that this description of the process I went through kind of helps you on your branding journey. Branding is a whole other thing, and don't feel like you need to know everything about it. If you're a makeup artist who does not have a graphic design background, this is new territory for you. So definitely find a designer that you like to work with that gets your vision, and together you two are going to be able to come up with the perfect name and logo for your brand. If you'd like to find out more about how I came to the Savannah Jane identity, make sure to read the blog post linked below, and it will help you to further distinguish who you're going to be in this new line that you'll be selling. So make sure to tune back in for the next step in the process, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our next video. Bye-bye.